All right, we've got some nice mood lighting going on here.
Yes.
We're currently in the Ubisoft lounge. It's a special, secret, hidden base for Ubisoft peeps.
And the lighting is just perfect.
It is, it
So
really is.
a few secrets about Division, okay?
That's right.
Now, I played the Division 1.
We played the Division 2 is the first thing we need to say.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it in this video. Here comes the drop.
So I played the Division 1 a little bit. It didn't really grab me. Ralph was like, please play this game with me. So I bought it and I played a bit. I'm like, dude, it's really not for me. Division 2 comes along. A lot of people are excited, including me, to be honest. I really am looking for a game that I can pick up and grind and finish. And I think there's a few contenders like Anthem. And all that. But this now feels like it's back on the map after 1.8, and now Division 2, baby, it looks like it's back on the map again.
So do you feel like you actually enjoyed what you played? Because we just played
100%
20 minutes. What did you enjoy about that you did not enjoy about Division 1?
I can't really put my finger on it, especially, I mean, look, I enjoyed the co-op experience that I just experienced then, but of course that was already there before. But I can't really put my finger on it then. Maybe I just wasn't ready for that kind of game. Maybe I just played so many of those type of games before. With Destiny 2 and Destiny 1, and it's like maybe I just wasn't ready for it.
Fair enough.
But for now, from what I played, I enjoyed the weapon mechanics. I enjoyed the actual world itself. I like the lore of it, you know, in terms of a huge virus has destroyed everything, and now it's in Washington. It's a new scene, a new tone, and it looks very refreshing.
I think I agree with everything you said. The question is, does this feel very different versus Division 1? And the answer is no. It feels very familiar. I was able to pick up the controller and immediately understood switching weapons and moving from cover to cover and, you know, aiming and weapon recall. It all felt very, very similar.
Yep.
I think what they're striking out for in terms of differences are a few things. Number one, the setting. It's, you know, obviously in Washington. You've got an entirely new open world map that you're exploring.
Yep.
It's in the summertime, which I know sounds kind of weird, but the Division was very much defined by its cold winter setting.
Yeah.
This just feels like summery, and there's trees everywhere, and it looks lovely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think one of the biggest changes that the game brings is in the signature classes. So before, you know, the Division was a game where you could just produce a build, generally speaking, based upon what gear set you were wearing and the kind of stats you invested in, and that was your class almost. You know what I mean? If you wanted to be a glass cannon person that did lots of damage, wear this gear set. You wanted it to be someone that could soak up damage, wear that gear set. Now you choose a path. You've either got a grenade launcher, you've got a really strong sniper rifle, you've got an explosive crossbow. Which one did you have in the playthrough?
Oh, I had the crossbow.
I had the crossbow as well. And you know,
it was out of ammo the whole time.
Okay, mine was out
So
of ammo,
annoying.
but I did get to use it towards the end, and it was fucking awesome. It's literally this explosive tip arrow. You drop it into a heavy, and his armor just melts. Like, it just felt awesome to use. When it's actually ready to go, by the way, like, you can look at your character and you see the glowing tip of your arrow. It means you have ammo. Yeah,
I see. I didn't experience that actually.
Yeah, all of the
every time I
supers-
turn back to, I'm like, okay, no ammo still.
Yeah.
No ammo still.
The classes are very much defined by, are essentially analogous to supers. You know, so if I choose that ability, I collect ammo for this thing, I then can then activate it, off we go. Look, I think the explosive thing felt fantastic. Hopefully I'm going to try another class at some point throughout E3, but it looks really good. I really like that addition. You know, enemy AI was something as well. I was noticing they were a lot smarter and they were flanking me more actively. And I spoke to the developers and they told us that each, you know, faction has its own distinct AI and its own strategies that it was using. And this faction really likes to flank around versus other factions that prefer to stay closer together or behind cover.
That's interesting because in games you'll see enemies maybe act differently when they're in combat. For them to actually you know, have a different tactic. I don't think I experienced that much in games in terms of, do I have to be looking behind me compared to that kind of thing.
I felt very surrounded in this demo.
Yeah.
More than I've ever felt
and we
surrounded
died a
ever
lot.
playing.
I died a lot. Like
you sucked though.
In the group that I was with, we all had to be revived multiple times.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that you jump into a demo, and it's not just super easy. It's going to show you how intelligent that AI actually is. That's important.
And they've also changed the way revives work, or at least healing works, I should say. Because before you could just sort of like pop a med kit, off you go. Now you need to pick up armor kits and you hold the right D-pad to sort of heal yourself up. There's no more auto-regenerating health. So that means your life becomes a much more strategic asset that you need to manage much
It does
more
regenerate slightly though.
Maybe slightly.
A little bit, I can see it's probably like 30% it'll go up to, you know, so it's,
One of the biggest things was inventory management has been completely revised. Now all of your mods are unlocked, so you don't have to have individual mods in your bags, and you can apply them to your weapons once you've unlocked them. It's a billion fucking times better.
Yeah, well look, I think a lot of people that really haven't played a lot of that game before, like me, I haven't experienced these frustrations that Ralph had, so that's why when I was playing this game, it's enjoyable. It is very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited to see though what really happens. But like, what do you think is going to happen with this? Do you think there's going to be a lot of people lining up for this, or do you think the whole Division 1 thing up until 1.8 is going to maybe keep a few people away?
This has a huge active fan base right now. You have people that are so loyal to Tom Clancy, so loyal to the idea of the Division. You've got 8-player raids coming as well, which is just the thing that we've been begging for months, years. I mean, it really does tick a lot of boxes. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding. We can't jump to conclusions yet. There are big question marks around things like anti-cheat on PC and around performance and how it's actually going to work. Visual downgrades being possible, monetization models, etc.
Yeah.
But we do know that we have a year of free DLC coming, and that announcement in itself
That's really good.
is fantastic. The idea of no season pass, free DLC for an entire year. They said it couldn't be done, Bungie, but no, it can actually be done, and they're doing it here.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I think it's very much like, you know, not only are they creating a really fantastic game, but they're really making sure that the brand is really strong and really consumer friendly.
Yeah. Anyway,
and that's so important.
Much more to be said about this, but we're literally being kicked out of this room right now because they've got some secret meeting going on. But look, I really love what I played. I'm going to talk about it more on the Skill Up channel as well. So check for videos on that if you're interested.
But definitely don't subscribe. Just subscribe to Laymen, of course.
But for now, I think that Division 2 is tracking in the right direction, and I'm so keen to see more.
See you guys.